Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Chembasis. So in this lecture I am going to discuss about different types of cis-trans isomerism and conformational structure of cyclohexane molecule. Okay, so now in this picture you can see that this is a disubstituted cyclohexane molecule. Substituted means it has two substituents, that is two methyl groups that are one methyl group is having one position and another methyl group is having 4 position. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, now you can see that this methyl group is having in the upper position. Okay, and this methyl group is pointing towards downwards position. So the relationship between these two methyl group is basically trans, and both the methyl groups are in axial position, so that's why they are called trans diaxial. Now this cyclohexane ring can flip to this conformation. Now in this conformation both the axial methyl will be converted into methyl equatorial methyl groups, and that's why it is called trans di-equatorial, because both the methyl group will be converted into equatorial group. Okay, so that is, it is called trans di-equatorial form. Now if you want to study the stability or the availability of these two conformer, or we can say that which conformer will be more and which conformer will be less. Now to see, you can see that in this conformer both the methyl groups are at the axial position, and we have seen that when this methyl group present in axial position there is a severe 1,3 or 1,5 diaxial interaction occur. So you can see that if so this methyl group's hydrogen will interact with this hydrogen, this axial hydrogen, as well as this axial hydrogen. So these types of diaxial interaction will occur when this methyl group present in axial position. However, if this methyl group is present as in a equatorial position, in this case these types of 1,3 or 1,5 diaxial interaction will not occur. So that's why this configuration or this conformation is having lower energy, and it is much more stable conformation compared to this trans diaxial conformation. So in a normal situation this trans di-equatorial form will be much more populated compared to this trans diaxial form. So you can see that 99% of the molecule will be consist of di-equatorial form, because it is the most stable conformation of this molecule. So now the question is that how do you know that two groups are having cis or trans relationship? It is very easy to understood. Let's see in this example. Now you can see that here the methyl group is bonded with the lower bond. So you can see that this methyl group is bonded with the lower bond. On the other hand, in this case the methyl group is bonded with the upper bond. Okay, so one methyl group is bonded with lower bond and another methyl group is bonded with upper bond. So that's why they are having trans relationship. So that's why it is called trans 1,4 dimethyl cyclohexane. Now what happened in case of cis? So in case of cis you can see that this methyl group is bonded with upper bond and this methyl group is also bonded with upper bond. So both are bonded with an upper bond. Okay, bonded or connected by an upper bond. So that's why they are having cis relationship. Okay, so I think that it is now clear to you. Now let us see the conformational analysis of, or the conformational structural analysis for cis 1,4 disubstituted cyclohexane. Now in this case you can see that both these two methyl groups, that is the substituents, are same and they are positioned at 1 and 4 position. Now you can see that this methyl group is connected with an upper bond, and this methyl group is also connected with an upper bond. So that's why they are having cis relationship. Now after the chair flipping, it will be converted into this conformation, where you can see that this methyl group, that is the axial methyl group, will be converted to equatorial methyl group, and equatorial methyl group will be converted to axial methyl group. Now if you see that in this conformation, one methyl group is having axial position, and another methyl group is at equatorial position. In this conformation also, one methyl group is at axial position and another methyl group is at equatorial position. So both these two conformation will have same energy. So that's why if we take cis 1,4 disubstituted cyclohexane, 50% will be populated with equatorial form and 50% will be populated with this axial equatorial form. So both the form can be possible with 50% population. So but what happens when these two groups are not same? So in that case, the scenario will be decided by the size of the two groups. So let us see in the next slide. Before that, here I am giving you one homework. Here you have to, there are three molecules, you can see A, B, C. They both are dichlorosubstituted cyclohexane molecule. Now you have to decide that which are cis and which are trans. So let me allow to solve one problem. Let's see the example of this molecule. Now you can see that this chlorine is bonded with lower bond, as you can see, and this chlorine bond is also bonded with lower or connected with an lower bond. So that's why this molecule is basically a cis molecule. So cis 1,2,3, cis 1,3 dichlorocyclohexane. This is the name of the molecule. Now in the same way, you have to use the logic to find out the name or the relationship between these two chlorine atom, whether it is cis or trans. So if you do have any problem, first of all you try to solve, and if you do have any problem, you can ask me through the comment section and I will definitely answer your queries. Now let's get back to the thing that I have earlier told, that when in case of disubstituted cis 1,4 disubstituted cyclohexane, when these two groups are different, then what will be the scenario? So in my previous slide I have shown you, when the two groups are same, then both these two conformer will have same energy and same population. However, if these two groups are different, then we have to see that which is bulkier group. Now you can see that this group is called tert butyl group, which is much more bulkier compared to this methyl group. So when this tert butyl group will be present in axial position, you can see that in this conformer it is present in axial position. So due to its large or bulky size, it will cause a severe steric repulsion in this axial position. However, in this conformer, this tert butyl group is now remain at equatorial position. So that's why this severe steric repulsion or steric interaction is absent in this conformation. So that's why this conformer will have much more higher energy compared to this conformer. Okay. So you can see that here the most stable conformation is one with the large group equatorial. So you can see that this tert butyl group is the largest group among these two groups, and when it is positioned at equatorial position, then that conformer will be the most stable conformer. Okay. Now these are some of the problems that I have given to you. The first thing is that write structural formulas for two chair conformation of cis 1 isopropyl 4 methyl cyclohexane. So this molecule, first of all we have to draw the different conformation of this molecule. So you can see that this is the answer. So you can see this is called the isopropyl group. Okay. So here let me draw. So if you recall my nomenclature of different types of organic compounds, I will give you the link of that lecture. In that lecture, I have told you that this group is called the isopropyl group. Okay, so now one group is the isopropyl group and another group is methyl group, and they are positioned at 1 2 3 4 1 4 position. Okay, now this ring can flip and it can be converted into this conformation. Now among this isopropyl and methyl group, this isopropyl group is the bulkier group. So according to the discussion of in my previous slide, I have told you when this bulkier group will be positioned at equatorial position, when this bulky group will remain at equatorial position, that conformer will be the most stable conformer, because in that conformation the steric repulsion will be the minimum one. So according to that theory, this structure, that is structure number 1, is having the lowest energy, and you can see that this isopropyl group is connected with lower bond, as well as this methyl group is also connected with a lower bond. So that's why they are having cis relationship. Now let's see what happened in case of trans 1,3 substituted cyclohexane. So you can see that this is the structure of trans 1,3 disubstituted cyclohexane. Now you can see that this methyl group is connected by lower bond and this methyl group is connected by an upper bond. So that's why they are having trans relationship. Now after the ring flip, this is the conformer that we will get. Now you can see that in this structure there is one methyl group that is positioned at axial and there is one methyl group that is positioned at equatorial. In the after the ring flip, we can see that it also contains one methyl group that is positioned at axial position and another methyl group that is positioned at equatorial position. So they are having both these two conformer will have same energy. So that's why they will be 50% populated in normal temperature condition. Okay, they will be equally populated. But the scenario will be totally changed if the two substituted groups are different. Then we have to decide that which is the bulkier group, and in this case you can see that the tert butyl group is the bulkier group, and if this group is positioned at equatorial position, that conformer will have the lower energy. So you can see that in this conformer, this tert butyl group is now positioned at equatorial position, so that's why it is the most stable one. Okay. Now coming to the cis 1,3 disubstituted cyclohexane. So this is the structure of cis 1,3 dimethyl cyclohexane. You can see that both the methyl groups are connected by upper bond, so that's why they are having the cis relationship. Now after the ring flip, this is the conformer. Now you can see that in this conformer both the methyl groups are at equatorial position, but after the ring flip both methyl groups are now in axial position. So obviously in this conformer there will be a huge 1,3 diaxial interaction. However, in this conformer there is no these types of diaxial interaction. So obviously this conformation will have the lower energy compared to this one. Okay. Now what happened in case of trans 1,2 disubstituted cyclohexane? So you can see that these two methyl groups are having trans relationship because this methyl group is connected by lower bond and this methyl group is connected by upper bond, and after the ring flip you can see that this is the conformation that we obtain. Now you can see that in this conformer both the methyl group are at equatorial position, but after the ring flip these two methyl group are now both are at axial position. So obviously in this conformer there will be a severe 1,3 diaxial interaction which actually makes this conformer highly unstable compared to this one. So this is the this equatorial form is the much more stable conformer compared to this diaxial form. Now what happened in case of cis? In case of cis 1,2 disubstituted cyclohexane, you can see that both the methyl groups are now connected by upper bond, and after the ring flip you can see that there is one axial methyl group and one equatorial methyl group, and in this case also there is one axial and one equatorial methyl group, so both are having same energy, so they will be equally populated. Now there is another question that I am giving to you. Write a conformational structure of 1,2,3 trimethyl cyclohexane in which all the methyl groups are axial, and then show its more stable conformation. So you can see that this is the structure of 1,2,3 trimethyl cyclohexane, where you can see that all the methyl groups are in axial position. After the ring flip, you can see that all the methyl group will be now positioned in equatorial position. Okay, so this is the most stable conformer that where all the methyl groups are at equatorial positions. Another question is, write a conformational structure of 1-bromo 3-chloro-5-fluorocyclohexane in which all the substituents are equatorial. So this is the structure where all the substituents are equatorial, and after the ring flip you can see that now all the substituents will be in axial position. Write the two conformations of cis 1-tert-butyl 2-methyl cyclohexane, then which conformer has the lowest energy. So you can see that this is the structure of cis 1-tert-butyl. So this is a tert-butyl group, and at the 2 position there is this is methyl group, and after the ring flip you can see that this is the structure. Now you can see that in this conformer this tert-butyl group is at equatorial position, but after the ring flip now this tert-butyl group is at axial position. So obviously this tert-butyl group is the bulkier one, so it always prefer to remain in the equatorial position. So that's why this conformer will have the lowest energy. Now I will add about something called bicyclic and polycyclic alkene, and you can see that from the name bicyclic or polycyclic there will be, it contain more than one ring. So the compounds which contain more than one ring are called bicyclic and polycyclic alkene. Now this is one of the very famous bicyclic alkene which is called decalene. So you can see this is the structure where you can see that 2 cyclohexane rings are just joined together, where one carbon-carbon bond is shared by the 2 cyclohexane ring, which is known as decalene compound. We can also call it as a bicyclo compound. So I have discussed about the nomenclature of these types of bicyclo compound or fused ring compound, and if you do not able to follow this, you can click in the above link to get all the videos where I have discussed about how to do the nomenclature of this type of bicyclo compounds. Now the name of this bicyclo compound is bicyclo 4,4,0 decane. Now you can see that these 2 carbon are basically called the bridgehead carbon. Okay, now if you try to write this structure of the decalene in form of this chair conformation, you can see that this is one chair conformation, and you can see that these 2 hydrogen atom are having trans relationship. So there might be a possible structure where this 2 hydrogen should have a cis relationship, and this is the structure where this 2 hydrogen is now having cis relationship. So this conformer is called trans decalene, and this conformer is called cis decalene. Okay, now here one question for all of you. Try to figure out that which is having the higher energy, whether it is trans decalene or whether it is cis decalene. So I want the answer from you, so you can write down the answer in the comment section below. Okay, so they are basically written like this. So you can see in cis form both the hydrogens are either towards you or below or behind you, and in trans decalene one hydrogen is towards you and one hydrogen will be behind you. So this is the way we can write the structure of cis decalene and trans decalene. So that's it from this lecture. I hope that you have enjoyed this lecture, and in the next lecture I will talk about the different types of chemical reactions of alkanes. And I hope if you do like this lecture, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel Chembiasis, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye.